Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to something slightly different. To make a painfully long story short, I am part of a draft league, so welcome to Season 1 of the Melee Draft League. We are in Week 1, and I figured, you know what? I've delayed YouTube content for so long, so I might as well just record my matches for the hell of it. So, my team, the Bronx Blazikens, is about to go up against the McDonald's Flapple Pies. And I am joined by commentators Sandy and Clay.
As a worker of McDonald's, I agree with the name.
Do you actually work at McDonald's?
Yes!
That makes this that much better. So, for my team, I went with I wound up drafting a rain team. So the opponent's team right here is a little bit intimidating to me, solely because they do have a few picks that could just counter up my rain. But once I get those picks out of the picture, it's smooth sailing for me. And so as a result, we've gone with sort of a rain core going on here. We've opted to add in Ferrothorn and Tangrowth just to mix things up, get rid of any sort of checks that we can deal with. Also because Ferrothorn is just a really good versatile mon. Tangrowth is really good for just dealing with some pivot, just taking some hits, especially with Regenerator. Everything else is basically bog standard. I should note that in this draft, the Sword and Shield leaked DLC moves are legal. So I am making use of those moves. That's actually the entire reason I even went with this team in the first place, is because Mega Swampert got some nasty shit. So with that out of the way, we're gonna send a challenge. Why can't... Oh, right. No, do that. There we go. We're going to send a challenge here.
What a boost made.
And we're going to wait for response. So, she does have a few things that kind of just, like I said before, that kind of scare me. My biggest worry going into this is probably actually her Rotom-Mow, just because I am very weak to grass and I'm very weak to electric. And it's actually for that reason why I opted to bring in Ferrothorn and Tangrowth for this fight, because they can take the hits from Rotom-Mow, and then I do actually have some hidden tech on my Thundurus that should be able to deal with the rest of it. They wound up going with a team about I expected. I'm generally surprised they brought Dust to this, because that's just kind of fodder for my team. If that Slowbro has any electro-type moves, that's a problem, and I guarantee you it probably has Thunder to take advantage of my rain. And I have a feeling that my opponent's probably expecting me to lead off with Pelipper to get that rain set up. So I'm actually deciding instead, I think I'm going to opt to check intentions with my boy Robocrop here. So we are going to see what exactly that is. I'm going to send you guys... So somebody just randomly joined this, so I'm going to consider this fair game. So I'm just going to go ahead and send you to the link.
Cool.
Alright, go ahead and just send that to Sandy as well, Clay.
Oh.
Alright. So they let out with Rotom-Mow, which honestly just further reinforces my thought that they were expecting me to lead with Pelipper. So I think what I'm actually going to opt to do is I'm going to put up some Stealth Rocks. They're going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, probably expect me to switch into an attacker. And I'm actually going to, now this turn, opt to Protect and check intentions. We're going to try to get out of here with Volt Switch. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too smart for him. So now the question I've got here is what they will end up Volt Switching into. Odds are they're probably expecting me to switch into my Pelipper, hence the Volt Switch. So I think my best course of action here is to actually try to either switch into Swampert, negate that, or what I could do is let him actually switch, but switch it to something like Terry, so that way I can just tank it and Regenerator out. I think that's actually what I'm going to end up doing. Just so I can soak up that damage, he can switch into whatever he wants, and then I can then switch into a counter. Swap into the Slowbro. The fact that he switches in Slowbro on my Tangrowth just reinforces the fact that this Slowbro probably has a Fire-type move, or Ice Beam, or some sort of way to deal with this. I wouldn't be surprised if Akorb is actually running Freeze Dry for this. That actually wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. My question now is, do I take a hit and knock off? I think that's probably my best option. Just because I don't know what item the Slowbro is, and if it's Life Orb or something similar to that, I want to get that out of there ASAP.
Honestly, I've never thought of running Life Orb Slowbro, just because it's meant to be a tank, but with the Regenerator Life Orb, that doesn't sound like a bad set to do.
Yep. So I think that's actually what I'm going to opt to do.
This just in, flamingos are invading the coast. This just in, flamingos are invading the coast.
Flamingos are currently invading the recording.
The flamingos are invading the recording of this Draft League match, apparently. Go ahead and send him a link, Clay.
Nice and toxic.
Alright, so my opponent actually opts to go for Toxic here, which is not what I was expecting. They were Rocky Helmet Slowbro, which is honestly par for the course. I was expecting Rocky Helmet or leftovers. The question now is, now that they've gone for Toxic, are they going to try to bait it again, or are they going to expect the switch at this point? I feel like what I should opt to do now is actually go... I think at this point it's time to actually take a risk. I'm going to end up going into Pelican Mouth. Slowbro opts to use Teleport.
Oh yeah, that works like
because that's Baton Pass now.
That's the weirdest. Why would you teleport or baton pass with no boosts?
It's part of the draft rules.
It's also probably a good way. It's a really good way to pivot. Like, if you don't want to switch into something expecting a move, you teleport to take a hit that would be for something else.
Ban a sports.
Okay, Charlie XX, we can ban a sports.
Ban a whole sports.
I vote to ban... I vote to bans... Rather, hang on. Eyes votes to ban... Footsball. Bam. Okay. Switches into Rotom. Probably expected the Pelipper at this point. I do not outspeed this in the slightest. I'm expecting Electro Ball, I'm going to be perfectly honest. So, I'm going to end up going to Will Smith here. He burns me, but I'm a special attacker, so I don't really care too much about that. Now, at this point, I'm going to opt to actually just go straight for the Sludge Bomb. I don't think this will kill without a Nasty Plot setup, but at the same time, I'm not sure whether or not he wants to switch. Ends up going for a Leaf Storm.
Seems rather foolish, given you... Yep.
Yep.
Did you not?
No, I did not.
Oh. Ooh. That's kind of bad on your end.
Alright.
Mm.
At this point, it is time to actually make some plays here. So, I'm going to hard switch into Swampert, knowing it can definitely live.
Oh my god.
At this point, it is time to Mega Evolve and Spin.
Oh.
Oh, God.
No.
Cloud9, okay. So I actually have no choice here but to My opponent is probably expecting me to try to switch into Helper to get the effects of rain back up. I think instead, I'm actually going to opt to send out Ferrothorn. Altaria opts to Roost. This is what I was expecting. I'm going to opt to go for my Gyro Ball here. If only I wasn't burned.
I don't know if it would have done that much if you weren't.
It would do a lot more.
It would have done a lot more. Did half damage because of burn, remember?
Yeah.
But I would have been able to take this down to half health at least. So I'm going to opt to switch to Pelipper here. This is a serious problem.
I don't really expect him to pack Thunder on Altaria.
Probably not. Opts for Dragon Claw. I'm going to go to U-turn. Just to get a little bit of chip damage on there. At this point, we're going to go to Swampert, and I think I'm just going to go for a raw Earthquake.
I don't think that'll kill.
Probably won't, that's the thing. Really has me backed into a corner right now.
Doesn't Swampert get Icicle Crash?
It does not. It's only good ice move. It gets Ice Punch.
Yeah. Alright. We're going to opt to go into Manaphy, and I'm going to have to just try to Tail Glow Surf. I think that's the option. Because if I misplay with Swampert right now, it dies. And I don't think Swampert has any... Like, I need to bulk up at least once to kill it.
You murderer.
Yep. Alright. So this actually kind of plays into my hand, because now I have Tail Glow up, and now I get to just click Energy Ball.
Yeah, that's a dead slow, bro.
It's a questionable play, unless he just wanted to preserve Altaria.
Which, to be honest, in this thing, I would... Would?
His Altaria really was kind of backing me into a corner here, so it's a smart play for...
Do you have Ice Beam?
I do not.
You have, I assume...
So I actually brought the hidden tech of some of his Pokemon. I was expecting him to actually bring out a Sunsetter to counteract it, and so I have Thundurus with Weather Ball, which would have turned into a base 100 power Fire-type move.
Okay. But what about Manaphy? Manaphy's got...
Manaphy has Tail Glow, Surf, Energy Ball, Rest.
Fair.
I didn't really opt for Ice Beam a whole lot, simply just because I had stuff like Ferrothorn and Tangrowth who could just tank the hits, and then just dish out the damage.
Alright, he's... Oh wait, I probably shouldn't be helping.
Going into Ambipom here. Odds are this Ambipom was probably either Technician or Skill Link. However, unless your Technician... I don't even think Technician Mach Punch kills.
It could be Technician Bullet Seed.
Oh, that's a possibility. But at the same time, that you would be better off just going Skill Link Bullet Seed at that point.
I mean, honestly, Technician Bullet Seed would dish out more damage. I don't think it gets it, though. I think it only gets Seed Bomb.
Let me actually check this real quick.
Also, now that Slowbro is dead, I can mention this. Slowbro does not get Free Strike.
Ambipom only gets Seed Bomb.
Yeah, it gets Seed Bomb and Solar Beam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I live at least one Seed Bomb. So I'm going to opt for... No, he tried to pivot. He's trying to stall out my rain.
which is a good thing. Now that thing is dead.
Yep, Rotomo is dead. That's another threat eliminated.
Now here's a big thing. He went back into it now. This is where you can make something big, or he can do something big.
I'm gonna predict another U-turn, which is why I'm gonna end up doing something I'm probably going to regret.
He's skilling tail slap. Looks like. Is he the Rock? He's not the Rock.
Well.
Or.
It was a roll, too.
It was. One of them got a really high roll, not in your favor.
Oh, God, okay.
Boy, more quests. Oh, no, that way.
We speak English here, sir.
I'm gonna opt to actually try and weaken this thing. Switches into my Altaria. I'm gonna go for the skull.
Burn. Damn.
Get a skull that doesn't burn. What are the fucking odds?
About 60 to 30.
I don't believe it. I demand a recount. So the Altaria has shown me it has Fire Blast, which means that I'm very limited in terms of my switch-ins here. I would want to switch in Robocrop to try to take some damage with Gyro Ball. However, I died to a single Fire Blast. So it is probably within my best interest to actually just try to either stall this thing out with Pelipper or try to switch in Terry, because even though I am weak to Fire Blast, I should be able to live at least one.
Terry!
And if I can get Terry out, then that means I can Toxic it. Which, yes, I'm going to have to stall it out, but there's no other way I can kill this thing right now. I have to stall it. My opponent opts for Roost. I'm going to U-turn into my Tangrowth. I'm fully expecting a Fire Blast this turn, but I'm going to go straight for a Toxic.
What item is your Tangrowth? Just for
Rocky Helmet.
For us. That's perfect. Now it has fucking
Yep.
Altaria has no way of like sustainably
Yep.
itself. Especially since I assume your Thundo is faster than it as well, and you can go for Bomb.
Yes, I could. However, I don't think Thundurus lives a Fire Blast from this range.
Yeah, but you would outspeed it. But
I do
I'm not saying
outspeed it.
switch
The
it.
problem is actually getting it in.
I'm not saying switch it in now.
Yeah.
I'm saying in the event that it's in on it, you can bomb it.
I'm going to actually go back into Pelipper. Oh, God. Really?
Oh, this thing is Omega Stall.
It only has 7 of those left.
Oh, God. Of course it's Heal Bell. Of course. Of course it's Heal Bell.
Oh.
There is very much a thing you could
lo
do,
siento.
though.
Oh, no.
Eos mío. Alright, we're going to U-turn into Will Smith, and it's just going to be time to do some hard plays. We're going to offer Sludge Bomb here.
See, here's... I can't. I want to help you, but I can't.
No, just don't. Although, the other problem here is he could fully be expecting me to go for Sludge Bomb here, and he could just hard switch into E-Slash again. But at the same time, I
then Altaria takes more rock damage.
That is true. I think I have no choice but to really go for the Sludge Bomb here. E-Slash doesn't die to Thunder. It will do some serious damage, but it won't die. And I really want this Altaria dead.
Worst case scenario, you read the Altaria not switching and it's dead, and you finally can beat the rest of his team.
That is just my play. Okay. End up going
Didn't
for
die,
that.
but it took a
Didn't
fucking
kill
chunk.
because Altaria is just a very bulky mon. But that is a serious chunk of damage, which it's going to have to take a turn to try to roost for.
You have a perfect switch into yep.
Which means that now it's just I hate to I'm sorry to say it's earthquake time. Swift swim earthquake.
Siento.
Swift swim earthquake. Let's do.
Let do.
Yep. You're not living this. I'm sorry.
He has no good switch into this either. Like even everything on his team will either die or take a chunk.
Exactly, which means that
like Aegis Slash and Shield form might not die, but it'll take a big chunk.
That'll take
and
it'll do at least 70%. Like that's a huge amount of damage. Spooks. So we're going to see how. You can tell Akora's actually just really trying to find an answer right now. They are thinking hard about this.
This is the weirdest giant monster battle I've ever seen.
Imagine if they could Dynamax.
Yo, Godzilla versus Mothra is looking really different these days.
No,
Mothra,
I'm talking about his name. What is a Rancor doing here on the planet Earth?
I don't know. Why was I the first line of defense?
You're
Web
a Jedi,
us
Hylian.
come, free
I
to
didn't
haul
sign
its
up for this.
toes.
I'm a wide-eyed little girl now. The sense of adventure and wonderment. You know what? It might be preemptive, but let's go ahead and crack a cold one.
Crack a cold one.
And by that I mean a cold soda. Don't drink, kids.
Thank you, Squidward. Anyways,
all right.
do I have?
Dab.
The question right now that I'm sure Akora is asking is, who do I sack? Because he could preserve Altaria, but something is dying to this earthquake.
Something is dying to these next two earthquakes.
Exactly. Like
Actually,
I have Swift Swim up. Like things are something. At least one Pokemon is about to die, and so they have to think long and hard.
He has no good switching.
No good switch wins. Everything remaining is either a 1 or 2 hit KO for Swampert. Something is dying.
There's only one thing I can think of him doing that would that would make him win. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's the only thing I can think of that he would win because of it.
Let's see, we're really thinking here.
I assume the timer is on.
Is not actually.
The timer
Is timer allowed or no?
Don't know, but it's on now.
I would turn it off and go check the rules to make sure.
Yeah, let's actually just turn that off. Just be on the...
What's the person you're fighting's name?
DS.
Oh, DS Rancor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna assume they're probably running calcs. Yeah. They opted to sack Altaria. That is a huge threat. It's a huge threat off my shoulders, and now at least one more thing is dying to the Swampert.
Turns timer on.
Okay, there's one thing that can definitely happen.
I'm just gonna opt for Stab Waterfall here.
There's one very big thing Ambipom is known for doing.
I outspeed.
That is,
It's a very fast thing.
no, here's the thing. You do outspeed it, but there's one thing Ambipom's known for that makes it really good. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
What, Mach Punch?
Think of the normal version of that.
Oh. Extreme Speed.
No!
Quick Attack?
No.
You're getting closer.
It's priority and it flinches.
What, Tail Slap?
No!
Priority and it flinches. Oh my god.
I'm actually gonna have to check this.
Normal first impression, dingus.
That's extreme speed!
Oh, Fake Out. How could I forget? How did I forget about
No.
Fake Out of all things?
First
It's
impression.
literally its staple move is Technician Fake Out.
Yeah, but you still like.
Yeah, but
we
that
know
still
it's
doesn't mean
skilling.
that.
Yeah,
That still doesn't mean that Fake Out won't kill.
I know. He definitely doesn't live this from this range, but
We're going for it anyway, because it dies at this range anyway. And Swampert has done his job.
Or he's just Choice Scarf.
Okay.
That was definitely Scarf.
It has to be Scarf. I was Swift Swim Swampert. There is no way that wasn't Choice Scarf. So now we at least know that.
well, had to throw a game in one move.
You say that, and yet it's knockoff time.
Oh. That's not good for him.
Ooh, those specs are gone. Those specs are gone.
I've never seen Spec Aegiflash.
Neither
ever.
have I.
That's some stuff that I would run.
Yeah.
Who runs Choice?
We're actually gonna
Aegiflash?
opt to go back into Pelipper here just to try to tank another hit. Of course he crits. Of course. Just had to crit. Alright. RoboCrump versus the world. Well, that's game one.
Wait, is this 2 out of 3? Or is it...
No.
Oh. 'Cause you said game 1, and I'm like, oh wait,
Yeah,
is this
'cause
2 out of 3?
It's a battle league. It's based on how many you win during the regular season that determines whether you get.
No, I know how it works because I've been in this
Alright,
before.
well, thank you guys for tuning in to week 1. Join us for week 2, where we hopefully don't die again.
Join us for week 2, where we switch in our safest killer and don't die.
See you then.